Have you ever pondered if the moon landing was really a hoax? It's a question that has intrigued minds for over half a century. Today, we're diving deep into an event that has both captivated and baffled the world: the moon landing. Historically, the moon landing is considered one of the most significant achievements of mankind. It was the summer of 1969, a time when the world was watching with bated breath as NASA, the United States' premier space agency, launched the Apollo 11 mission. This was an endeavor of astronomical proportions, a mission that had the potential to change our understanding of the universe and our place within it. At the forefront of this mission were three astronauts: Neil Armstrong, Buzz Aldrin, and Michael Collins. Armstrong and Aldrin are the names that have been etched into history, the first men to set foot on the lunar surface. Armstrong's famous words, "That's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind," were broadcasted to millions, marking a moment of triumph and pride for humanity. The moon landing was not just a scientific achievement, but a moment that symbolized hope and possibility. It was an event that seemed to transcend the boundaries of what we thought was possible, pushing the limits of human ingenuity and courage. The date, July 20th, 1969, is etched into the annals of history, a day when mankind stepped beyond the confines of our home planet and onto the moon. This monumental event, however, has not been without controversy. Over the years, a number of conspiracy theories have emerged, questioning the authenticity of the moon landing. From claims of studio-lit landscapes to fluttering flags in the vacuum of space, these theories posit that the moon landing was not a scientific achievement, but a grand illusion, a spectacle orchestrated for the world to see. But what if this monumental event was nothing more than a carefully orchestrated production? As we delve deeper into this topic, we invite you to keep an open mind and explore the possibility that the moon landing, a historic event, might just be Hollywood magic. To understand the possible reasons for a hoax, we must first travel back to the era of the Cold War. This was a time when the world was divided between two superpowers, the United States and the Soviet Union, locked in a tense standoff. This wasn't just a battle of ideologies, but a race for technological dominance, a race that extended beyond our atmosphere, into the vastness of space. The space race, as it was called, was a high-stakes competition, where the finish line was the moon. The United States was desperate to win, to prove its superiority over the Soviets. Every launch, every satellite was a point scored, and the moon landing, that was the ultimate trophy. NASA, the brainchild of this lunar mission, was under immense pressure. Their task wasn't just scientific, but political. They were tasked with winning the space race at any cost. Could the moon landing have been a grand scheme to claim victory in the space race? Evidence supporting the moon landing hoax theory often points to anomalies in the footage and photographs. Let's delve into some of these intriguing anomalies, shall we? First up, we have the waving flag. You've likely seen the iconic image of Buzz Aldrin planting the American flag on the moon's surface. But wait, there's no air or wind on the moon, so why does the flag appear to be flapping as if caught in a breeze? This has led some to believe that the scene was shot on Earth, possibly in a studio or a remote desert location. Next, we come to the unexplained light sources. The sun was the only light source on the moon. So how come shadows in the photographs don't all fall in the same direction? Some claim multiple light sources were used on a film set, creating these inconsistent shadows. Then there's the curious case of the missing stars. The moon's sky is pitch black, with no atmosphere to scatter sunlight. The stars should be exceptionally bright and visible, but oddly enough, they're absent in the moon landing photographs. Some say this could be due to the high-quality cameras used, which were set to daylight exposure levels to capture the astronauts and the lunar surface, not the relatively dim stars. Others, however, believe it's yet another sign of a studio set. Lastly, let's consider the peculiarities in the astronauts' movements. Have you ever noticed how they seem to bounce around in the moon's lower gravity? Some argue this could have been achieved with wires and slow-motion filming. These inconsistencies fuel the fire of conspiracy, leading many to believe the moon landing was a fabrication. Whether you're a skeptic or a believer, it's fascinating to ponder these anomalies. After all, the moon landing remains one of the most significant and controversial events in human history. A conspiracy of such magnitude would require the silence of thousands, yet not a single whistleblower has emerged. This argument often arises when discussing the moon landing conspiracy. It's a compelling point. If the moon landing were in fact a fabrication, it would indeed involve a vast number of individuals: astronauts, scientists, engineers, and even the television crews who broadcasted the event worldwide. Keeping such a colossal secret would be a Herculean task, and yet there's been a deafening silence. But let's delve a little deeper. Let's imagine for a moment that you are one of these individuals, privy to this monumental secret. What would be the implications of breaking this silence? Consider the potential consequences. Would you risk your career, your reputation, maybe even your personal safety to reveal a secret of this magnitude? Would you be willing to face the potential backlash from a public that may not want to hear or even believe the truth? Remember, we're talking about an era of intense patriotism, the height of the Cold War, a time when the United States was desperate to assert its technological and ideological superiority over the Soviet Union. To reveal a conspiracy of this magnitude would not only be a personal risk, it would be seen as an act of treason. And what about the potential legal ramifications? We're talking about potentially incriminating hundreds, if not thousands of individuals, all involved in what could be the biggest hoax of the 20th century. The threat of legal action alone could be enough to keep potential whistleblowers silent. But still, the silence is deafening. Where are these whistleblowers? Are they simply too afraid to speak up, or do they not exist because there's nothing to blow the whistle on? The lack of whistleblowers is, in itself, a mystery that adds to the intrigue. So, was the moon landing a historic achievement, or an elaborate hoax? We've journeyed through the Cold War backdrop, the alleged anomalies in the moon landing footage, and the conspicuous absence of whistleblowers. We've uncovered a myriad of theories, each more intriguing than the last. Yet, as we stand at the crossroads of fact and fiction, we find ourselves wrapped in uncertainty, still asking the same question. The moon landing, an event that supposedly took place over half a century ago, continues to stir up a storm of debates. It's been dissected, analyzed, and scrutinized by countless enthusiasts, experts, and skeptics alike. Yet the more we delve into it, the more convoluted it becomes. On one hand, we have the mainstream narrative. NASA, the embodiment of human ingenuity and perseverance, triumphing over the mammoth task of landing a man on the moon, a feat that symbolized not just a victory for America, but for all of mankind. On the other hand, we have a web of conspiracy theories, claims of manipulated photographs, missing telemetry data, and the absence of stars in the lunar photos. These theories suggest an elaborate charade, a Hollywood spectacle, orchestrated to claim victory in the space race. The truth? Well, it's elusive. Both sides present compelling arguments backed by their own set of evidence. The believers point to the thousands of people involved in the Apollo missions, the lunar rock samples, and the subsequent moon missions. The skeptics, however, highlight the anomalies, the unanswered questions, the inconsistencies that seem to pepper the official narrative. In the age of information, it's easy to get lost in the noise. It's easy to be swayed by compelling arguments, to question everything, to fall down the rabbit hole of conspiracy theories. But at the end of the day, it's up to us to sift through the information, to question, to probe, and to form our own beliefs. In the end, whether you believe the moon landing was real or faked, it remains one of the most fascinating mysteries of our time.